Hello, everyone out there in Rumble, X, and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego. What the hell was that abortion? What the hell was that rat-infested piece of crap that we just watched? Okay, who wrote this crap? Who decided this was a good idea? What the hell are they trying to do here? What are they trying to say? What's the overall meaning here behind this episode? What's the message they're trying to get across? I mean the relevant message they're trying to get across here. All right, what are they trying to communicate here? Okay, I mean, I've spent a lot of time, okay, on this show, reviewing this show, mostly criticizing it, okay, but I'm fair, okay, and what the fuck was this piece of shit? What was that? This makes no. This is just a filler. This doesn't even mean anything. There's no story here. There's nothing they're trying to progress. Okay, you mean like Sex and the City had a story, had an overall story underlining the daily stories that we saw, the seasonal stories that we saw. Okay, there was a message going on in Sex and the City. Sex and the City was about a woman trying to find the right guy, okay, to settle down with. That was the overlying or underlying theme behind every single episode. Every single episode was in the progression of that goal. Do you understand? They were trying to get somewhere. Carrie started off somewhere and she was trying to get somewhere else. And we were along for the ride. Okay? There's a reason that Carrie met Big in the very first episode, despite the fact they would not get together for a while. Okay? All their up and downs, because that was the overall story behind Sex and the City, was Carrie and Big. You get it? Okay, it was always their story. Okay, and when the movies finally ended, once they're married and all that, okay, that story's over. Okay, she got what she wanted. Okay, she found her soulmate, she found her true love, and no matter how many guys she had to fuck to get there. Okay, and it was also the underlying story behind all the other side characters that were in there. Okay. They all had their own arcs, okay? Charlotte was also looking for the right guy. So was Miranda, so we thought, okay? Miranda, okay? And Samantha, not so much. She was mostly just looking to validate her lifestyle. Because the older she got, now the show didn't tell you this, okay? But the older she got, the less attractive she got, the less high-value men are going to want her. Okay, so how do you deal with that? Simple. You double down on your self-confidence. You keep telling yourself that you're a boss bitch, that you're this and you're that and you're perfect. And, and you tell all the other women how to do their relationships and all that kind of shit. You bark orders. You act like you're the hottest thing in the whole fucking world. Okay, you see what I mean? That's her way of coping with the fact that she's old, she's aging. Okay. She's not attractive anymore. Okay, that was her way of dealing with it, and the fact that she's supposed to be the smartest one there, that she is so stupid she didn't even realize that's what she's doing. Okay, I don't even think the writers realized that's what was going on with her. Okay, I think they honestly believed Samantha's bullshit. Right? But I'm a straight guy. Okay, I didn't believe it at all. I knew exactly what Samantha was. That was cope. Okay, that was overcompensating for your own insecurity. Okay. But nobody else got it. Only a straight guy could have figured that out. All right. But the point is that show had a message. There was something going on. Okay, this show has nothing. Okay, where are they trying to go? Where are these characters trying to go? What are they trying to do with their lives? Nothing. Nothing. What the fuck does Charlotte want out of her life? What's the goal she's trying to achieve here? Nothing. Okay, she bosses around her husband. She acts like a sitcom actress here. Okay, she's a dumb fuck. She's fucking retarded in this episode. I mean, she was always the ditzy one, the dumb one, but the Charlotte that's in this episode is not the one that fucking last season gave her husband a fucking ultimatum. I'm going to go back to work and you just better accept that. Remember that? Remember she demanded she's going to go back to work and then she criticized Harry for not being able to do the fucking, the house mom, the housewife shit. Remember that? Because he's got his own fucking career that actually pays for all the fucking bills, and that's his way of taking care of his family, is paying for every motherfucking thing you see in this fucking episode. No, that's not enough for her. That's the bare minimum. Okay, you see what I mean? Okay, so that Charlotte is a complete fucking bitch. This Charlotte's a bitch too, but she's also a dumbass. Okay, and this is like, what the fuck? I understand Charlotte was always the airhead of the group. She always was. Okay, I get it. Okay, but she was never this fucking stupid. I mean, this is fucking Chrissy from Three's Company here. Okay, this is that bad. Okay, the total fucking dumb fuck. All right, and it's just like, come on, you're regressing. Do you realize that her children are more mature than the mom is? I mean, come on. This is ridiculous. This is fucking ridiculous. This whole fucking movie, this whole show is fucking ridiculous. Who the fuck takes a break from their partner for 5 years and agrees to that? And then starts passive aggressively complaining about it. This is bullshit. God damn. What the fuck, man? You know the best actors were in this fucking episode? The rats. The rats were the, because they actually fucking did what they're told. They were actually believable. Okay, and just like crap, season 3, episode 2. The name of this episode is called The Rat Race. Why? No one's competing against each other for anything here. You know what I mean? So it's a misnomer. Like, what the hell does this have to do with the rat race? It has to do with rats, not a rat race. Okay, no one's trying to fuck someone else to get somewhere in this episode. Okay, even the writers don't realize what they're doing. See, this is what fucking happens. Okay, you get these goddamn fucking Ivy League graduates who only got into their school because of DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, didn't earn it because of their sexuality or their skin color, okay? That's the only reason they got into their fucking schools. That's the only reason they graduated from their schools. That's the only reason they got hired for this fucking TV show, okay? It's because they're woke and their level of woke. Okay, that's the only reason they're in this fucking TV show, okay? And they have no talent, okay? Back in the day, you had to prove that you could write good episodes. You had to prove that you could write good stories before they hired you. They need to see samples of your work. Okay, mostly they want to see if you've ever written for another show. If you had experience, okay, were those episodes good? Did those episodes make money? Did those episodes get advertising dollars? They did. You're talented. You're good. Do the actors like working with you? Do they like the dialogue you write for them? They do. Great. You're hired. That's how it used to be done. Now it's just like, okay, so you're an overweight, non-binary, lesbian, pansexual, okay, from Nicaragua, okay, who's an illegal immigrant. You're hired. Boom. And that's what they do. That's what they do. Okay, these people have no fucking talent. No fucking talent at all. And they're put in there. Just write fucking something, okay? Because people are going to watch it. You know why? Because it's Carrie Bradshaw, that's why. Okay, it's Carrie, it's Miranda, it's Charlotte. Okay, so people are going to watch this. Just write whatever the fuck you want. Okay, we're going to film that motherfucker and put it on fucking HBO Max. Because people are going to watch it, all right? And let me tell you something else, okay? This show kind of did this last season, okay? But what this show's doing now, and clearly in this episode they're doing it, okay? They're starting to troll us, okay? Now, I remember a time, because I'm old enough to remember this, okay, when there was a saying called the customer was always right. And if the customer is not right, the customer is not wrong. I remember that, okay? Some of you who are older remember that as well, okay? You don't have a hit show by making fun of the people that are criticizing your show, the people that are hate watching. They actually talk about hate watching in this episode. Okay, let me tell you something. You know why people fucking watch your show? Okay, they watch the show because they're hoping it'll get better. The reason they criticize your show is because they want it to get better, because they love the show. I loved Sex and the City. It wasn't realistic, but it did not depict realistic dating at all. And I was dating in a big city back at the time, back when that show came out, and it was not realistic at all. But it was entertaining. It was entertaining. And that's why I liked it. It was entertaining. So when I watched this fucking abortion, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Who wrote this? What's going on here? This is not the same. These are not the same characters. You know, this is all just a bunch of woke fucking Black Lives Matter fucking Black History Month fucking gay pride parades. That's all this fucking shit is. You know? And the straight people have nothing to do. Like, what is our purpose? Nothing. Nothing. You know, they're trying to have Carrie relive her past. Okay, be a slut again. You know, go out with a guy whose heart you broke. What the fuck? This doesn't work. This is ridiculous. You want to talk about immature? Carrie used to have financial problems because she was fucking stupid with her money. Okay, that would just kill off big, and fucking now she's a multimillionaire. This is bullshit. I mean, you used to have to fucking, you know, earn it. This show hasn't earned shit, okay? We criticize the show because we love the original show. And this ain't it. This ain't nowhere near it. This is a bunch of woke fucking bullshit. Oh yeah, my mom watched that show. Let's throw all that out. And we're going to write about LGBTQ, about pride, about transgender, about using the correct pronouns, about, you know, about bisexuality, and this is bullshit. The rat race. Okay. So it starts out with Carrie's wearing a very tight-fitting blue sequence dress. She's walking down the street in Manhattan by herself. Okay, looking like she's about to get mugged, honestly, or worse. Okay, by herself. I mean, she's just walking. I mean, come on, this is kind of dangerous, don't you think? I mean, in heels, no less. This is okay. She's there to show off her dress. Okay, Sarah Jessica Parker's trying to show you, hey, I'm still hot, even though I'm like 60 years old. I'm still hot. Okay, well, I mean, in this scene, she does look better, but once you get a close-up of her fucking horse face, you realize, oh my God, you look better from a distance. You're hot when I'm like 60 feet away from you, okay? Once you get closer, okay, not so much anymore, okay? So she's walking, and they did this on Sex and the City all the time. They always had Carrie walking by herself, daydreaming in her fucking outfit and shit, so that fucking, you can just look at her from a distance and go, oh my God, Sarah Jessica Parker's so hot. Well, no. Ferris Bueller's got that, okay? That's enough. Okay, that's enough. That's enough for her. All right, so she's walking to a bar. Okay, in a tight blue outfit, like a dress, sequence dress. Okay, I mean the dress looks like it costs like $500. I mean, she's just asking to get mugged. And she goes into a bar. Okay, there's a lot of people hanging out there. Okay, and who does she meet there? She meets Lisette. Now, you remember Lisette. Lisette is basically the replacement Carrie. They created a character in the first season who was Carrie's neighbor. Because remember, Carrie still lived in the same brownstone that she lived in throughout Sex. She moved back in there after her husband died, after Big died. Well, she decided to give her apartment last season to Lisette. Because Lisette is supposed to be the Carrie of 2025. Okay, she's got the dating problem. She's single, she makes jewelry for a living. She has all these boyfriends that keep cheating on her. So she's, oh God, and she needs somebody to bitch about it too, someone to complain about it too. And so Carrie kind of, we thought that Carrie would kind of mentor this girl and kind of teach her the ins and out of dating in your 20s or your early 30s or however the fuck old she is. Okay, but that never actually happened. They've been nice to each other, okay, but she never really hung out with Carrie. Okay, she dresses as bad as Carrie. I mean, this bitch fucking Lisette dresses like fucking like a piece of shit. She dresses like fucking Pogo the Clown, just like Carrie did. Even here, look at what Carrie's wearing. Carrie's wearing this very expensive, tight-fitting dress, all right? Summer dress, right? And what's Lisette wearing? She's wearing a sports t-shirt, with the midsection exposed to show off her abs, and these baggy white sequence pants. What the fuck is this? And her perm. What the fuck is this? How are you gonna pick up a guy dressed like that? Look at the bar that she's in, okay? Everyone in there is wearing like a fucking suit. There's nobody in there wearing fucking jeans. Okay, people are wearing suits, they're wearing collared shirts. Women are wearing dresses. They got purses, okay? They got the small, tiny purses. What the fuck is this? And Lisette's wearing basically baggy workout pants and a fucking like a sports t-shirt that goes underneath her non-existent tits. Okay? Like, what the fuck is this? How are you gonna meet a guy like this? They're gonna make fun of you in real life. And then she's bitching about guys. Look what you're fucking wearing. She wore a fucking like saran wrap a couple seasons ago. She was walking around with like saran wrap on her body. Okay? Like, what the fuck? She wore leggings up to her fucking thighs, and then she fucking had this stupid ass oversized fucking like baseball jacket on and shit. With these fucking leggings. She looks stupid. She looks fucking ridiculous. And that's supposed to be the Carrie of today? They've been trying to pass off Lisette as the modern version of Carrie, but she's not. She doesn't have the charisma, okay, that Sarah Jessica Parker had when she was younger. She didn't have the quips. She didn't have the intelligent puns, okay? She didn't have fucking 3 girlfriends that they did everything together with, okay? She didn't have any of that shit. She doesn't have any of that shit. She's just there to fucking eat out fucking Carrie's pussy and tell her how fucking great she is and I worship you. And then bitch about her own fucking love life. Like, what the fuck is Carrie gonna fucking tell you? She doesn't fucking barely fucking knows you. She tells her love life shit to fucking Miranda, to Charlotte, and Samantha. Okay, they're the ones that know her real shit. She's not gonna fucking open up to a stranger or someone she barely knows. A woman who's like in the modern era, dating in the modern era. Carrie's from the old time. She's from my era. She's older than me. I mean, this makes no sense. Anyway, they're trying to make her a reflection of young Carrie, okay, without the snappy quips or the friends. And with a lot more cursing. Okay, yes, Samantha cursed all the fucking time. Miranda did too. Charlotte, not so much. Carrie didn't really curse that much. I don't think, okay? But this bitch, Lisette, fucking curses over and over again. I'm not saying she can't do that. Okay, it is realistic. Women do curse a lot more now than they did 30 years ago. I get that, okay? But if they're trying to make her the replacement Carrie, Carrie didn't curse this much. She was a writer. She thought up of new words to replace the cursing, okay? This woman doesn't have that talent. So she's like, fuck this and fuck this shit. Blah, 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 blah. But how the hell are you going to attract a guy when you talk that way? Okay? How's a guy going to approach you when you talk that way? When you say fucking shit. You know, like, even me screaming right now. Okay? This isn't the way I talk when I'm talking to a fucking hot woman. Okay? This is the way I talk when I'm talking to my friends. You see what I mean? Anyway. So Lisette lives in Carrie's little apartment, okay? The apartment was built in the 1840s. Okay, they get drunk together. She buys her some fucking gimlets, okay? And Carrie admits to loving 1800s culture, okay? Apparently, she has this idea, maybe it's from Wuthering Heights or whatever the fuck the book she read last season, okay? Where she imagines what it was like, the women were like back in the 1800s. Think like gangs in New York, okay? The coquettes, you know, they had the fucking, they wore those what do you call it, those girls, you know, with the big poofy dresses, okay, and the buckle shoes and all that. So they're talking about that stuff, okay, you know. And Lisette spends most of her time here bitching and cursing about men, of course, about men. Everything's man's fault, and dating. Okay, how dating fucking sucks. Okay, she had a date with a psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist ghosted her. So she texted him back, "What the fuck? Why did you fucking stand me up?" And he says like, "Well, you want to come by to my office and talk about it?" You know, that kind of thing. You know, because that's what always happens on this fucking show. Whatever the man's occupation is, that's also, he brings that to his personal life as well. Okay, so that's what the joke is. That's every single man on this fucking show that they've ever dated. Okay, let's say for example the guy is I'm just gonna make something up. Okay, the guy fucking owns an ice cream store. Okay, for example. Okay, so she's dating a guy that owns an ice cream store. Well, guess what? Later on in the episode, we're gonna find out that he can't get a hard on unless they're having sex on top of ice cream. Okay, like they have to feel the ice cream all over their body in order for him to have sex. If not, then fucking. So she comes up with, well, let's try to have sex with pancakes instead, and it doesn't work. So she's like, oh, let's try to have sex with yogurt instead, and it doesn't work. Okay, so finally she throws some ice cream at him. Okay, and then all of a sudden he gets a hard on, and then she realizes this guy's a weirdo and fucking leaves. Boom. Okay, you see what I mean? That's exactly what fucking Sex and the City was. I just described every fucking episode of Sex and the City, right fucking there. Okay? And that's the kind of bullshit they're trying to do here. Okay, the men are all fucked up, the women are all perfect. It's the men that need to fucking step up. It's the women are all fine just the fucking way they are. No, you're not. You're too fucking old. Okay? And you've been ridden through way the fuck too many times. Okay? Your pussy's this fucking big. Okay? You are not the fucking prize. God damn. This whole fucking show is nothing but cope. It's cope. You're fucking old now. Get over it. Deal with it. God damn. Okay. So that's going on here, okay? She's so pissed off talking about all the men that she meets on dating apps, you know, and how they ghost her and all this kind of shit, you know? And so she takes her phone, she just tosses it. She tosses it into the crowd. Okay, the crowd of people that are in the bar, and she does not go back to go get it, okay? Name one fucking woman, single woman who cannot live without her fucking phone, okay? You know goddamn well any woman will run back there to find it and apologize. She doesn't. She just continues her conversation. I should probably go get my phone, or maybe I won't. She actually says that to Carrie, okay? Get the fuck out of here. Okay, so she gives Carrie a necklace that she made her. Okay, the necklace says 245 because that's the address of Carrie's brownstone. It was on East 73rd Street, okay? So she says, this way you can always have a piece of that apartment because I know how special that apartment was to you, blah, blah. So it's kind of a nice gift, but once again, it's nostalgia bait. Okay, Carrie does not want to, she does not, and I said this when I was reviewing last season and the season before, Carrie does not want to let go of her past, okay? She wants to live there again, okay? It's like she wants to pretend that she's fucking 35 again, and she's not. She's more like 60 now, okay? She wanted to go back to her old apartment like she did when she was 35. But she's not. She's like 58. Okay? She wanted to date the guy whose heart she broke before that. She cheated on over and over again. Okay? Like it was like it was like 2001 or something again. Okay? Okay, but back then she was like 37. Okay? Now she's like, 59. Okay? You see what I mean? You see where I'm going with this? Or 60 years old or 62, something like that. She's old. I don't think she's in her 50s now. I think she's actually like in her 60s now. I'm gonna have to look it up. But anyway, okay, so she wants to relive all that. And because this show, they can't hook you with the new characters, they can't hook you with the new storylines. Okay, they're abandoning the children. Okay, they're not really doing anything with their kids. Okay, so what else do they got? They just got to bring back characters from back then. That's the only thing they have. They killed off Big because you can't have a show about Carrie unless she's fucking people again. And she can't be fucking people again unless she's cheating on her husband. Okay, well, she can't cheat on her cousin because nobody's going to watch that show. Okay, if she's cheating on her husband, you know goddamn well her girlfriends are going to give her high fives for it. Okay, but at the same time, you know, it's not going to work because Carrie was never that type of person. She felt bad about cheating. Okay, so like if she cheats on Big, you know, that ruins the whole purpose of the show. Okay, of the entire season of Sex and the City. That ruins all of Sex and the City because the whole point was for her to find her one true love, her soulmate, till death do us part. Okay, so if she fucks around on Big, it's gonna diminish that. It's gonna diminish the whole point of Sex and the City. So how do you go work your way around this? You kill him off. And luckily for the producers, he got hit with sexual harassment allegations. Okay, so his career was about to implode anyway. So it's a good thing they killed him off. Okay, because Chris Knott's career is done. All right, but that's what they had to do in order to get Carrie fucking again. They had to get rid of Big. All right. Because they have to get rid of the men, okay? And who do they get rid of next? Steve. They didn't kill him off, okay? But Miranda left him for a butch-ass, ugly fucking Fred Flintstone wannabe with lipstick on, okay? So, no. Okay, this is what they have to do. Harry's still there. Harry's there because Harry just doesn't give a shit. He's so caught up in his own fucking, I'm such a beta male, and I'm Jewish, and I don't understand anything, and I'm Jewish. And, you know, I wish I could be a better, I didn't realize I was such a terrible father, but I'm Jewish. And, you know, I just, you know, look at these knee-high boots that I just got. Did you know that I'm Jewish? You know, and I can't control my children. They just want to do whatever they want. I'm trying to get the bat mitzvah for my daughter Rose, and she doesn't want to do it. Oh my God, did you know I'm Jewish? You know, because I'm Jewish. That kind of thing. Whatever you say, dear. You know, I'm just going to pretend that you love me as much as you love the dog. Okay, yeah, fine. Okay, let's go. You know, like that. That's all he is, okay? Charlotte is not the most aggressive person on the show. Out of all of her girlfriends, she was the most timid. But god damn it, dude, she is such a fucking cunt when it comes to how she treats her husband, Harry. Okay, bosses him around, insults him, emasculates him, treats him like fucking shit, tells him he doesn't do enough. He's the one that fucking pays for everything. While she sits on her fucking ass and hangs out with her girlfriends. Okay, he's the one that fucking pays for everything. He pays for the fucking private school. He pays for the multi-million-dollar apartment, or at least he pays the taxes on it. I think Charlotte actually got that she got it from her ex-husband in the divorce. Okay, so he pays for fucking everything. You see what I mean? And yet she fucking treats him like shit. And she lets her children treat her like shit. And then she just passes it off to her husband. So in actuality, he's the one that actually does everything. Because wherever the fuck her kids won, they fucking yell at Charlotte about it. And then she yells at Harry about it. And then Harry does whatever the fuck they want. So in a sense, he actually does do everything. All right. So anyway, a guy shows up to the bar, okay, to flirt with the girls. He brings back the phone. Who am I supposed to sue here for this phone? You know, that kind of thing. Well, let me buy you a drink, and I'm going to buy gimlets for everybody here because, you know, I need a witness. In case I sue you, I need a witness. You know, that kind of thing. So he flirts with actually Carrie. Now, obviously, Sarah Parker has something to do with that. He flirts with Carrie first. Okay, why would you do that? Okay, I mean, I know she looks good in that dress, but she also looks old enough to be your mom. Okay, and then right next to it is the woman that's about his age. Okay, so Carrie passes him off. No, I'm good, but you can buy her a drink. That kind of thing. You know, her psychiatrist ghosted her. He's like, oh, well, you know what? I'm really good at pretending to, you know, pay attention to what you're saying. You know, that kind of a thing, right? By the way, this shit doesn't work in real life. Okay, so that's going on here. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. He buys them all drinks, okay? And then we'll go to the next scene. The next scene is Charlotte and Lisa, okay? And Lisa, of course, is dressed like a fucking kaleidoscope. I think I'm gonna start calling her that from now on, because everything she fucking wears, okay, is a kaleidoscope, okay? I'm serious. Look inside a kaleidoscope, okay? What you see in there, that's Lisa's outfits in every fucking episode. When she's not wearing huge testicles around her neck, that's what she's wearing, okay? Underneath the testicles that she's always wearing, that's what she's wearing, a kaleidoscope. That's what Lisa's wearing every fucking episode, a fucking kaleidoscope. All right. Anyway, so her and Charlotte are walking out. They're carrying some their kids' artwork or some shit, and they see a bunch of moms, okay, all gossiping about something. So they just go there and overhear what they're saying. What they're talking about is obviously this is a private school. It's a private high school, okay, and all the kids there want to go to Ivy League schools. Okay, well, the school actually has counselors, okay, that can help kids do that, apply for Ivy League schools. Because remember, this is New York, everyone's got to go to an Ivy League school, right? The whole idea of going to a trade school never crossed anybody involved in the show's mind, all right? So anyway, so they overhear this, okay, and they're talking about some woman named Lois Fingerhood. Okay, yes, yeah, I know, very, very Jewish, right? Lois Fingerhood, okay, is what they're talking about. And they recognize her. They call her the Finger. Okay, well, what Charlotte and Lisa are upset about is that the school already employs academic counselors. Their job is to help you get into the school that you want to go to. All right, that's their job. Okay, well, these women are talking about hiring an outside academic consulting firm. Okay, Lois Fingerwood, because she can guarantee to get them into whatever Ivy League school they want to get into, right? So she overhears this, and they treat it like it's a fucking tragedy. They treat it, oh my God, you can't do this. This is wrong. Ah! And that's the whole subplot with them in the entire episode. Okay, and what really pisses me off here is we already know that Lisa's a fucking bitch. She emasculates her husband. She yells at her kids. She thinks her shit don't fucking stink. She thinks she's all fucking that. Okay, treats her husband like total fucking shit, and he lets her because he's a fucking beta male soy boy fucking pussy boy as well, just like Harry is. Okay, so they're basically two reflections of each other. One's black and one's white, and that's the only difference. However, okay, we know that, but in this episode, both Charlotte and Lisa, okay, act like total fucking dumbasses. They act like they're in an episode of Three's Company or something, okay? Some sort of fucking farce where they're just like, oh my God, we gotta, like that, okay? Like, you need to listen to me. Like that, okay? Like they're fucking Joan Cusack or something on a fucking sitcom. This entire episode, that's the way they're acting. How the fuck am I supposed to take them seriously? Okay? Like what the fuck is it? When the fuck did this happen? When did we show up in an episode of fucking Three's Company? You see what I mean? They're all acting like, like that. Okay, this is fucking bullshit. For a stupid ass plot line that goes nowhere. This whole show goes nowhere. So anyway, so what do? They overhear this shit. The women, the moms they all deny it. No, we weren't talking about her. We weren't talking about Lois Fingerhood. Okay, the academic counselor that we hired to get our kids into Ivy League schools. No, you see what I mean? So they rush into the principal's office. Now we met this dumbass. This principal at the school, his name is Greg. I don't know his last name, but we met him last season. Remember the episode where Lisa and Charlotte, where they were fingering themselves over like a 15-year-old boy? Remember that? All the moms were, all the fucking middle-aged women were, the women in their 50s and 60s were all like fingering themselves when this hot fucking 15-year-old boy just walked down the hallway with his backpack and just like that. And the girls were like, remember that episode? Okay, well, he was the principal in that episode, okay? I don't remember his name. His name is Greg. I don't remember his last name. And he is, of course, a beta male soy boy cuck, just like everybody else in the show. He has no self-esteem, but he tries to hide it, but he tries to act authoritative. But in real life, he's just like, he's a pussy. He's a fucking pussy. He has no self-esteem. He's trying to hide it. He's trying to cover it up, all right? And in that episode from last season, he was like... I guess there was like a MILF something that was doing like a drawing or something, whatever. And he went up there and talked about, we will not accept any misogyny at the school. Not while I'm in charge. No misogyny here. I won't allow it. Like that, okay? Like a fucking pussy. He's doing it again here, okay? He's sitting there on his desk, okay? Doing whatever the fuck he's doing. Charlotte and Lisa barge in there, all fucking, there's an emergency going on right outside that door right now. Well, the first thing that he does is he's just like, oh my God, I knew this day would come in. Fuck. And he goes down and he pulls out his fucking flak jacket and puts it on. He's like, has anyone called 911 yet? And they're like, no, it's not that. It's not that. He's like, oh, well, you scared me. Oh my gosh. You scared me. Really? You scared me. You scared me. Like that. Like this guy's supposed to be the leader of the whole fucking school? Jesus fucking Christ. And Lisa's just like, no, and this goes on for like half an hour. All right, yeah, because that's the level of writing. They actually hired writers for this. Okay, So that's going on here. The principal is then like, and then what's the drama? And why are you giving me those big Charlotte eyes for? Heavens to Betsy, even like that, right? Okay. And so they're concerned that the rich parents in the rich private school have been hiring Lois Fingerhood, okay, to consult on college admissions, okay, instead of using the faculty counselors, okay? Now, Greg, the principal, says like, oh, you're talking about the finger. There's a reason they call her the finger, okay? But it's too late. You're never going to get her, okay? That kind of thing, and he's like, oh my God, did I say fuck? Let's not talk about that. In fact, the fact that I used that really bad word does not leave this room. You understand that, ladies? Okay. Oh my God, I said it again. Oh God, I give the finger. I did this to you. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? We're just going to call it today Greg's Inappropriate Tuesday. That's what we're going to call it today. Listen, ladies, okay? There's a reason that 9 of our students got accepted at Princeton, okay? And it's not because of the school counselors, okay? It's because of Lois Fingerhood, all right? So, yeah, like that. Just like that. Okay? So they decide that they're going to have to hire Lois as well because they want their kids to go to Ivy League schools. All right. Next scene. Carrie is narrating again, which she has not done in like 20-something years. It's been 19 years. When was the last episode of Sex and the City? Yeah, 19 years since she's narrated an episode. Okay, but she starts narrating again. While she's on her laptop, she's writing a story. She's in her back deck. Now, they don't have backyards because it's New York, okay? But she has a lot of shrubbery, and she has a little patio out there, a little patio table, drinking her fucking latte or whatever the fuck it is, all right? Writing on her laptop, okay? She's writing a book about probably a romance novel about a woman who falls in love in the 1840s, 1846, all right? Okay, and she notices a squirrel, eating a nut. She's like, oh, hi there. And the squirrel goes inside of a bush, and all of a sudden the bush starts shaking violently. Okay, and the next thing you know, a shitload of fucking rats run out. I'm talking dozens and dozens of rats run out of the bush. Now, how the fuck did she buy this entire house, inspect the entire house, and see everything in this entire house, and this had never happened to her before? Like, what the fuck? This is bullshit. Okay, if those rats weren't there, didn't just move in yesterday. Okay, they've been there for a long fucking time. Okay, rats stay where there's food. Where they're getting food is where they're gonna live. Okay, and they've been living there for a long fucking time. There's no way Carrie would not have come across this at all. Hell, the building inspector should have noticed this before they even sold her the building. Okay, this is a load of shit. But the show just wants you to go with it. All right. So Carrie freaks out about it. She runs upstairs, grabs her laptop, and runs upstairs. Okay. She calls Aiden, and by calling, I mean she leaves her a text message. Okay, and she uses voice text. So she's speaking into her phone and punctuating her sentences while she's speaking to her son. You know what? We used to do that back in the day too. It's called leaving a fucking voice message. But for some reason, she wants to do it this way. Maybe because they gave her money or something to promote this app or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. Anyway, that's going on here. And that, by the way, that whole minute of her talking into the phone and telling her concerns about the house, about the rats, and how she hired somebody to clear out the shrubbery tomorrow, and she's going to hire an exterminator to make sure the rats never come back. All that stuff, okay? She's saying all of it. Okay, it's like a whole minute of dialogue, and then what does she do? She deletes it. So Aiden never even gets that message. Okay, did she even try to call Aiden? Okay, or leave him a voice message or something like that? No, it's ridiculous. It's redundant. Okay, this is why I don't understand what they're trying to do with this show. Why would they put a scene like this in here? These scenes go nowhere. These scenes go absolutely nowhere. Why are we watching this? Nothing's going to happen with it. You see what I mean? So she deletes the message, okay? The next scene is Miranda working at her woke job. I forgot what it was. Okay, I don't fucking remember. It's some sort of woke charity. If it's anything to do with trans people or fucking illegal aliens or pro-Hamas or whatever the fuck it is, okay, that's where she works, okay? And she was a partner in a law firm. She went to Harvard, for Christ's sake. And now she works in a tiny little cubicle with one window, okay, in a crowded office. And there's these woke interns that work there as well. And they're watching some reality show at work, okay, with the volume turned up so they can hear it. Okay, and meanwhile, Miranda walks by and she grabs some hot tea and she's teabagging. Okay, she's teabagging. Get the reference? She's teabagging while she's watching the girls look at their cell phone. Okay, and they're watching some dumb reality show. It's just like any of the million of fucking reality shows they have on Discovery Channel. Okay, you've got these women in their 20s. They're all over. Oh my god, and the guy was so fun. that kind of a shit, right? They're all bitching about whatever the fuck they're bitching about or hugging each other. Apparently, it's a bisexual reality show. Okay, and by bisexual, I mean lesbians, interracial lesbians. There's no men allowed. Okay, and they're talking about this, and of course, the women, one's black and one's white. They're watching the show. Oh my god, they're addicted. So Miranda's watching like, who's that? Huh? Oh my god! And so now she's addicted to the show too. Okay. So that's going on here. Lots of swearing. Miranda gets hooked. Next scene, the landscapers are there at Carrie's apartment. Okay, she goes out there to check up on them. All the shrubbery's gone. All the bushes, all the floral, all whatever plants were there are all gone now. They cleared everything out. And she doesn't like it because she actually liked all the flowers. She liked all the plants being there. But that is where the rats were nesting. Okay, it was the rat superhighway is what he calls it, okay? So now she's got to hire somebody to come in, okay, and plant a new a new landscape, so to speak, okay? I don't know what they call it, shrubbery, okay? Someone's got to go in there, okay, and design something new for her, okay, and put it in there so that she can have like all this nice floral and stuff out there, okay? Because it's barren, like her pussy is, right? So Carrie obsesses over a stupid table, okay? She found a table online. She wants to buy it, okay? And even though Aiden's not going to come back and live with her for another 5 years, okay, she wants his opinion on whether or not she should buy the table. So she texted him her opinion on it, all right? Okay, because the house is unfurnished. She bought the house last season, and there's still no furniture there. Everything, boxes are unopened. They're all right there. Okay, she's got nothing there, no paintings on the wall, no nothing. She's been doing fucking nothing but playing with herself for the past 2 years since last season. Okay, so she's sitting there, okay, or she's in her closet or some shit, and then her cat comes up and creeps next to her. She immediately jumps, ah! And she thought it was a rat. She thought it was one of the rats from downstairs. So it scares the hell out of her. She picks up her cat and tells her cat, don't do that again. She bends over to put her cat down. And when she turns around, there's Aiden. Okay? And she turns around, she's like, ah! Like that. And he's like, ah! Like that as well. Okay? Because, that's Aiden. All right? Okay? And then she starts laughing. Okay? And he tells her, okay, that Wyatt, his son, the one he's been babysitting because his son tried to kill himself by getting drunk and crashing the car. Okay, and that's the whole reason he's living in Virginia instead of living in New York with Carrie. Okay, that's why he's got to be with Wyatt for 5 years. Okay, well, apparently his family is in town, so they're all watching Wyatt because he needs to be watched 24/7. Nobody else can watch him. Okay, that's the reason they went on a break. Okay, that's the reason Aiden moved back to Virginia, stayed in Virginia, did not move to New York, is because of his son. He's afraid his son's going to try to hurt himself if he moves away. That's the whole point. That's why Carrie has to wait 5 years for him to come back, okay? There's no one else. He can't trust his ex-wife to watch him, okay? He can't do partial visitation, okay? So the whole idea of maybe putting him in a boarding school or putting him in a military school or even putting him in a psychiatric institute, the kid needs fucking help. If he's going to kill himself because his dad is moving away, okay, the kid needs fucking help. He needs professional help. There's places that can help him. That's not normal childhood behavior. Okay? That's not normal at all. Okay? But for some fucking reason, he never thinks of that. He's actually got to be there physically. He actually lets his 16-year-old son, sleep with him next to him in bed to make sure this kid doesn't kill himself. This is ridiculous. This is stupid. Okay, if you have a son that you're so scared that he's going to kill himself if you walk out that door, you put him in a fucking institution. Okay, because he needs counseling. He needs psychiatric help. There's something wrong with him up here. Nobody just does that. Oh, if dad leaves, I'm going to kill myself. No, nobody does that. Only someone with psychological problems, and he needs to be fucking institutionalized. Or if he's just a fucking brat throwing a tantrum, wanting attention, he needs to go to fucking military school. Okay, they're going to beat that shit right out of him. But you don't fucking put your life on hold for 5 fucking years so you can fucking babysit him and wipe his ass. It's bullshit. Anyway, so that's going on here. Okay, they're not helping his son at all. Okay, they're just enabling him, all right? So he apologized to Carrie for not being able to have phone sex with her last episode. Remember, she wanted to have phone sex with him, but he couldn't because his son was sleeping in bed next to him. Okay, so that's why he flew to New York, to apologize to her for that. That was his reason of flying there. Okay, that's kind of that happens a lot on the show. Okay, like the boyfriend, not the women don't do this, but the boyfriends, the men fly to see their women. They fly to go see them. You see what I mean? That's the pattern here, okay? So that's going on, all right? All the men on the show do that. Okay, they end up having sex, whatever, okay? Okay, and what's something weird about fucking Aiden, okay? It's pretty ridiculous, okay? Aiden shows up there at Carrie's place wearing a flannel shirt, okay? A t-shirt and jeans. And Carrie's wearing like a suit outfit that probably cost about fucking $3,000 or $4,000, okay? So the differences between them are so ridiculous. Okay, Aiden's like 6'4". Carrie's like, what, 5'2" or some shit? I mean, it's ridiculous. There's no way in hell these people would ever get together in real life. Okay? It's ridiculous. His personality is so different from hers. She's superficial. She's all about looks. She's all about fucking, her clothes, her shoes, her writing, getting involved in her friends' love lives, okay? He's more of a fucking like a country boy, okay? He's all about working with his hands. He's all about building furniture, being laid back, non-invasive, Oh, hey there, Carrie, how you doing? Like that, okay? He's in the country. That's what he is. These people would never mix in real life. It's bullshit. They wouldn't mix back then either. This is a load of fucking crap. All right, I'm done for right now. But I will be back to continue my review of this rat-infested piece of shit. I thank you for watching this long. I'll see you soon on the next one. Bye.